Hello, and I'm Aaron Cozort, and here's another word for the family. Psalm 15, the psalmist writer says, who will abide in the tabernacle of the Lord? In other words, who's going to dwell in the presence of God? Who's going to dwell in the home, in the house, in the presence and fellowship of the Father? And he answers this question by saying, the one who walks uprightly and works righteousness, speaks the truth in his heart, does not backbite, does not do evil to his neighbor, does not take up reproach against his friend, in whose eyes a vile person is despised, and honors those who fear the Lord. And then he says something interesting. He says this, and this isn't easy. He says, he who swears to his own hurt and does not change. Now stop for a moment and think about that. When you consider swearing, understanding we're talking about someone who makes a vow or a promise, a pledge. They have pledged, they have vowed something that they will do. But here's the situation they find themselves in. They made a vow, maybe they made it thoughtlessly, maybe they didn't really consider it, or maybe they knew what they were doing, but situations changed. And now the vow, which may have seemed like an okay thing before, is going to hurt them. Think about it in a financial sense. Somebody who pledges, I'm going to give you $10,000 towards your charity. And then their business, which they own, ends up having a major issue, and now they need that $10,000 that they haven't given yet. And it's going to negatively impact them. It's going to hurt them if they give that money. But they promised, they pledged, they vowed they would give the money. Now, what the psalmist writer here is saying is, you make a promise, and even if it hurts you to keep it, even if it doesn't turn out the way you thought it would, the one who abides in the house of the Lord, if they make a pledge, if they swear to their own hurt, they don't change it. If you have a business situation where maybe you're doing business with somebody and you say, the price for this service is this, and then something changes and now your cost is higher than that, do you go back to that person and you say, well, the price has changed, or you find some way to wiggle out of it? You kind of raise the price. No. You go to that person and you say, I want you to know, this job has cost a lot more than I thought it would. But I made a promise to you, and this is the price you're going to get. You see, the one who abides in the tabernacle of the Lord, he swears to his own hurt and he doesn't change. Now, let's apply this to the family. Do your children see you making a promise to someone, and then you find out that it's not going to be quite as good a situation as you thought it would be for you? And do they see you try and wiggle out of it? They see you try and get out of the situation that you're in so that you don't have to fulfill your promise? That's not what we want for our families. If you want your family to walk and abide with the Father, if you want your family to abide in the tabernacle of the Lord and God to abide in your family, when you make a promise, you keep it. And you keep it with your head held high, knowing that the right thing is to always serve the Lord and know that He will provide. If you make a vow, keep the vow, no matter what it costs you. This has been another word for the family.